Hey YouTube, this is probably going to be the last video on build 2020-44-10.2, but I had a request to do some testing on stoplights, specifically stoplights with yield on green across traffic. So I figured I'd try to get a few of those and maybe a few flashers if I could. Hopefully you'll enjoy the coverage. So here's our first one, and you can probably read the sign. It definitely says left turn yield on green. And it looks like it's going for it, but boy, it sure was slow. And way too fast over the railroad tracks again. All right, here I have a flashing yellow left yield light, and it does say stop at traffic control now because it's a red arrow. Probably going to get a green arrow next. And green arrow, and it's proceeding. I know green arrows aren't very exciting. Alright, we're going to try that stoplight again with the flashing yellow. Looks like we got a couple lead cars here. I'm not sure if that'll change the situation. Definitely have oncoming traffic. Right. Autopilot paused, waiting for cross traffic. Use accelerator or gear stalk to continue. So I guess it's asking me to make the decision to proceed. Now it says autopilot paused, waiting for cross traffic again. So it keeps flickering back and forth. All right, there's a gap here. I'm going to see what it says. All right, it is not going on its own. So I will use the accelerator here. So with me using the accelerator, it proceeded. So it had the right path, it just couldn't make the decision or the speed to accelerate. All right, we've got another left turn yield on green with some oncoming traffic, and now it's probably clear to proceed. That was my accidental disengagement. All right, it paused and it proceeded. There's a pretty large gap. It did a pretty good job. All right, this is the same light for a second time. That's another left yield turn on green. All right, there is a gap right now. I doubt it will continue rolling through it. Well, maybe it will. There we go. Very nice. A little bit of a pause there, but it continued. Nice job. All right, this is a kind of a funny intersection with, it's like a five-way with a flashing yellow light going one direction and flashing red on all the others. I'm proceeding straight through a flashing yellow. And this is a speed limit during school days, and we are in that window right now, and it did slow to 15. I'm not sure if that's for the car in front of us or not. All right, it needs to proceed straight through a yellow. And it didn't do it very well. I hit the accelerator just a smidge. Okay, we're gonna try going the other direction through the flashing yellow light now. Flashing yellow, and pretty quickly it proceeded. It did not stop. And let's try it again. Flashing yellow. It's going to try to go straight, but straight with a little jog to the left. It stopped. And I'm tapping the accelerator. It figured it out, but it was pretty unsure. All right, this time we're approaching the flashing red, and we're going to try to make a slight left turn at this 5-way. There's a construction worker out here doing a little bit of painting. It sees the pedestrian. All right, did that nicely. Now I'm going to give the flashing yellow light a little bit easier solution with a left turn. All right, let's see if it proceeds. Stopped at traffic control. Use accelerator or gear stalk to continue. I tap the accelerator and it's slowly taking the left turn. There is a car parked here. I'm having to go around it though. That was a complicated scenario with a tight turn. All right, we got some flashing yellows up here. And it should proceed through a flashing yellow. It's going 30 right now. Slowed down to about 25 and proceeded. All right, some more flashing yellows. From 30 all the way down to 15. I had to press the accelerator because of a car right behind me on that one. That was a little too much. All right, let's try those flashing yellows again. Coming from the opposite direction this time. Alright, slowed down to 20 miles an hour that time and proceeded. And the next flashing yellow. And slowed down to about 26 that time and proceeded. That was a little bit better. Alright, one last time on the flashing yellows with a few lead cars this time. Slow down to 26 from 30. And this time that one slowed down to about 25 and then proceeded. Not too bad. This is a protected green left arrow. Should be fairly straightforward. But it's slowly proceeding through the intersection and what could be perceived as a little bit dangerous. I pressed the accelerator there at the end for a car behind me. All right, here's a unprotected yield left turn on green, oncoming traffic. There is a gap at the moment. It's cautiously proceeding, and it went through. There's a pretty big hole that didn't have any problem with that one.